Hello, hello. This is Kara with the Barn Church and Ministries in St. Joe, Michigan. I'm so glad you're joining us for this week's reload. Today, it is not anything fancy I want to talk about, but it's really challenging if it's taken care of the wrong way. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the Jezebel spirit. Jezebel was an evil queen married to King Ahab of Israel. You can read more about them in 1 Kings 16. She convinced her husband to abandon worship to the one true God and brought Baal worship, who's fake, to Israel. It was considered an abomination to the Lord. An abomination is a thing that causes disgust or hatred, and that's pretty serious if God considered it an abomination. I mean, he was not okay with it. She was wicked and manipulative. She was controlling and only wanted her way. Jezebel caused disunity amongst the people and promoted lies to hurt them. In Revelations 2:28 within the church, 2:18, she encouraged sexual sin, among other things. Now, the person of Jezebel was in the Old Testament, but that spirit named after her can be found throughout church history. And the Jezebel spirit, just by the way, is not limited to a female. Okay. And there are often protective spirits around them that you will also find within people, and they will succumb to the control and not hold that person accountable to their action because it causes too much drama and too much trauma to do so. So they begin just to protect that person and make excuses for their behavior. You'll also find that a person with this spirit will try to draw close to the leader of a church or ministry in order to advance their agenda, but in a way that is subtle and often unnoticed until it's almost too late. This is a big deal, guys. It's a big deal. You will find that these people are going to be upset if they don't get their way, or you don't take their idea, or you don't do something that they want you to do. They may have unrealistic and unspoken expectations of you and get upset when you don't meet them. And the Bible is very clear what to do with this spirit. Revelations 2:20, it's Jesus speaking, said, "But I have this against you, that you tolerate that woman Jezebel." God is not happy if you tolerate Jezebel, so do not overlook it at all. But confront it in love, not enabling love, but confronting, holding accountable love, the kind of love that God disciplines us with, that kind of love. Here are the signs for you to know if that spirit may be affecting you or your church. Galatians 5:19-21 says, "Now the works of the flesh are evident: sexual immorality, impurity, sensuality, idolatry, sorcery, enmity, strife, jealousy, fits of anger, rivalries, dissensions, divisions, envy, drunkenness, orgies, and things like these. I warn you, as I warned you before, that those who do such things will not inherit the kingdom of God." If you find any of those things at work in your environment, be aware, pray, begin to confront that strategy and begin to confront that spirit and get the strategy on how to from the Lord, because he will tell you how to confront it. Remember, God gives you all the tools you need to fight the spirit. Because remember what it says in Ephesians 6:12, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces in the heavenly places." So lastly, and this is important, it is not the person, but the spirit you are warring with. You're warring with the spirit behind them. So love the person, not the sin. Some of them may be aware that there's something inside of them or affecting them, and some may or may not want to do anything about it. But always love the person. The person may or may not know. And if they are not receptive to healing, then you have to let them go. If they are receptive to healing, then you need to walk through the process of that with them and get that thing out of your life, because it will cause nothing but havoc. And what the Lord is doing on the earth today, what he's about to do in the kingdom advancing that you need to be able to do, that doesn't need to be part of your life. So that's all I have for the day. Make sure you find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok at The Barn Ministries. And our website's a little bit different. It's thebarn.church. We will see you next week.